There are two types of people in this world. Those with loaded guns and those who dig. You dig. Hi guys, and welcome to another classic movie review. Today we're going to be talking about the Western classic, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. The Good, the Bad and the Ugly was directed by Sergio Leone, stars Clint Eastwood, Eli Wallach and Lee Van Cleef, and is about a group of three bandits, all after buried gold in a remote cemetery. Now, this is one of my dad's favourite films. This is a lot of people's favourite Western of all time. I have seen it a long time ago, and I've wanted to see it again for a long time, and I can see why, because truly it is probably the greatest spaghetti Western of all time. And in this review I'm going to get into why I think that, and why it truly is one of the male population's favourite films ever. Not really a female film this, but if you're a guy, you're gonna love it. So the first thing about the film that I really liked was the score. I think everyone knows about the score. Everyone knows about how good it is, how iconic it is. Ennio Morricone's incredible score, incredible theme. After I'd finished watching the film, I was constantly sort of humming it in my head. It is truly one of the most iconic scores of all time, and it really sets the tone for this film, and really just elevates the material. Also, the other thing that was fantastic in the movie was the characters. The Man with No Name by Clint Eastwood, Tuco, and Eve Van Cleef's character. They all work so well together, especially Clint Eastwood and Eli Wallach as Tuco, as he calls him Blondie. They have this great chemistry, this great bouncing off each other. They have great sort of dry humour with each other, and their relationship in the film is very, very entertaining, and I enjoyed that a lot. And Ian Van Cleef has a very good, he's a very good villain, very sort of subdued and quite menacing, and he has this sort of great stare that is really quite intense, that really adds to his character. So yeah, the characters are another thing that makes this film fantastic. Another thing is the humour. A lot of westerns with a sort of dramatic core forget to have a little bit of lightness to them, and as I said, with the characters in this film, they bounce off each other really well. There's great humour there. You laugh quite a few more times than maybe you would expect, and a lot of the lines can be played for comedy as well as just being great lines in general. And of course, the best part of The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, by far, is the incredible finale. It's the greatest Mexican standoff of all time, it's the greatest shootout of all time, it's the music, the setting, the editing, the cinematography, the direction, the acting, everything it's just perfect. It works so well. Again, it has that trademark sort of undertone of humour, and it's so good, it works so well. From as soon as they get to that cemetery, everything is bang on, and people talk about this scene a lot as being probably the greatest scene in all of westerns. It might be one of the great scenes, just simply, and probably the greatest finale of any movie ever, and very, very close to, at least. I'll have to have a think about that, but it's very close to being that good. Really, in terms of negatives, I'm really nitpicking here. But there's a few sort of obvious dubbing moments that are quite obvious. They're obviously dubbed over a foreign language. You obviously got someone that's speaking in Spanish or Italian or whatever, and they've dubbed it over in English, and it's very obvious at times. And it does take you out of the movie for a second, but it happens a lot at the beginning, and then towards the end of the film, because the main three characters are the only people and I think there's two more people that speak English in the film. All the rest are dubbed over, and once those scenes where they're dubbed over are gotten out of the way, the dubbing isn't really an issue anymore. So it's kind of a minor issue at the beginning of the film, and it doesn't really detract from the overall positive aspects of the film and really the overall quality of the film. For me, this is Sergio Leone's best Western. It's better than Once Upon a Time in the West. Once Upon a Time in the West is very good, but I feel like its plot is a little too convoluted at times, and The Good, the Bad and the Ugly has just a bit more clarity about it. So yes, I love The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. It's probably one of my favourite westerns of all time, right up there with The Searchers, and I think that The Good, the Bad and the Ugly definitely deserves 10 out of 10. So there you go, that's my review of The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, like, subscribe, let me know what other classic movie reviews you want me to do in the comments section below. Any other westerns, any other Clint Eastwood films? What is your favourite western, by the way? I did say The Searchers, and probably The Good, the Bad and the Ugly for me are right up there. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.